What's up, everybody? It's Maisha Edmond, licensed cosmetologist in the state of New York, also a certified trichologist, um, and AI consultant. Crazy, right? But I have made an endeavor, or a promise to myself last year to almost a year ago to combine AI and trichology. I want those two worlds to collide because I saw that AI was going to be huge for all kinds of businesses, but especially um, looking at how it can be beneficial to us as trichologists. And that being said, um, I wanted to put some things together that would make our load a little lighter, right? And so, welcome to Trichology. I'm the Trichology lead to offer blueprint, right? More leads, fewer offers. And so I have a bunch of notes. I want to say thank you to all of those that have joined me here live, and also to those of you that are on the replay. Um, First of all, check out my, okay? She's a little bit skinnier, but that's not the point. Okay, that's me, right? All right, and so we're going to get started. You'll see me looking down. I have notes and all the things, and it is my endeavor to help you to understand leads, um, and also in a short span of time leads, but also to give you a prompt. It won't be my full VIP system. If you want that, by all means, it's $97. And you can use this over and over again. Literally has a 5-member team. It's amazing, but we're not here for that. We're here for this one audience, one problem, one offer. And I am super excited for the Trichology Lead to Offer Blueprint. And so we're going to do this and let's get it, right? So, skill is not the same as structure. Skill is not the same as structure. So you need to know that, right? You can be an excellent trichologist and you can be excellent at trichology and still have a business that feels scattered, right? How many of us agree that we have felt and been scattered and know our stuff, but are like, oh my gosh, what do I do? Right? You can post every day and still not know what happens after somebody likes your post. You have no plan for the people that will like your post. And you can have several services, right? You have a whole bunch of services, and you still make the buyer feel like they have to work too hard to understand what to choose, right? And so today I'm going to show you one clear path, and we're going to go from content to comment, from the comment to the conversation, from the conversation to the right offer, and then from that right first offer to the next level of support, right? So we are literally building a system from post to leads to a DM conversation to whatever that first offer is and then the next thing, right? So this is not going to be a promise that you're going to make all this money, but this is going to be a method that you can test it, you can track it, and you can improve it. And then eventually you are going to be able to make money. And so I like to start out with why leads stall, right? You have these leads and you're like, oh my God, I'm so excited. I'm going to have people coming. I'm going to blah, 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 or they're going to love this, or they love my graphics. But why do leads stall? Most people do not have a content problem. You don't have a content problem. I see you posting. I see you doing videos. I see you creating things, right? So you don't have a content problem, but you do have a connection problem, right? So if you, well, obviously you saw my post and then I put a keyword, right? So I said like whatever I said, and then I said comment blueprint in the comments, right? From blueprints, from you saying blueprint, I went ahead and I responded. I said, hey, check your messages. You checked your message, and then because I didn't have anything else, I went ahead and put the Zoom link in there. And of course, you're going to build more than that, right? So you won't just put the Zoom link. What you're going to do is you'll have your keyword, you'll answer, you go to the DM, you'll have a nice little message, and then it'll go from there, right? But you have steps. It has to be a clear path, right? So when we talk about connection problems, right? Your post doesn't connect to a keyword, right? Then the keyword doesn't connect to a conversation, right? You start a conversation. The conversation never connects to an offer, and then the offer does not connect to a follow up. So people say, nobody's buying, nobody's coming to my class. But the truth is that nobody was shown a complete path. You got to have a complete path. So I want you to write this down. Attention without a next step is activity. Attention without a next step is activity. It's not a system. It's just activity, right? And this is important to know as a trichologist because we get so discouraged, right? So after somebody, and I'm just going to ask you this, after somebody comments on your post today, right? Do you know exactly what happens? What's going to happen when after they post? What is your plan of action? And so when you think about that question, right? What happens after that? What you really start to look at is your offer ladder, right? There is a ladder. But one of the things that you're asking yourself, or you should be asking yourself, is why does this feel so hard? Why does getting leads and then moving people from one place to the next, why does that feel so hard, right? Because you know trichology, right? But your message is not clear because we want to help everybody, want to do everything. Oh, you thought I could do that, but I bet you didn't know I could do this, and I could do that, and I could do this, right? So what happens is your expertise is not the problem. You have too many directions, right? We're like an octopus. So we got too many audiences, we have too many services, we got too many ideas, and then we have no clear next step. And so that brain is buffering. It's buffering, right? And so when you think about a offer ladder, a strong offer ladder is going to give each offer a job, right? So right now we're going to stick to the entry, but I'm gonna go ahead and break it down, right? So your entry offer is going to solve one narrow problem, right? So what I gave you was a lead, right? I gave you a lead. I said, hey, come to this free class and learn this. But that's not my entry offer, right? Your entry offer is going to solve one narrow problem, right? So you're going to think approximately $100, $97, right? Right? Your core offer, I'm building a ladder. Your core offer is going to help the buyer to implement a meaningful solution, right? So you're going to think about $500, 500, right? Then you have a premium offer, and that supports a deeper transformation. So think $2,000 or more, right? So think about like your treatment plan, okay? So these are not magic prices, right? They are a way to understand the size of the problem, the depth of the result that you want to give, and then the amount of access that is required, right? So a person that is paying you $97 is not getting access to you. They are getting a well laid out plan, but it's something that they are going to be doing themselves, right? So your entry offer should not try to perform the job of a premium service, right? And then your premium service should not be sold to somebody that just needs basic clarity, right? So when we talk about an ethical offer or entry, that's what we're talking about. So your small problem is you have a small problem, a clear next step, you have a deeper implementation, and then you have a premium transformation. Does that make sense? So when we look at our offer, you have your small problem, clear next step, deeper implementation, and then your premium transformation. So like your $97 is going to be like focus clarity or an assessment offer, right? Focus clarity. What is one thing that I can help them with, right? Your 497 is going to be your implementation support around a defined result. And then your $2,000 offer is going to be deeper, it's going to be longer, and it's going to be more personalized transformation. That's like your mentorship or my mentorship or your full treatment plan, right? Okay. So let's look at um, the lead path, right? How this goes. Remember, I was telling you in the beginning, you got your content, your comment, your direct message, your conversation, your offer, follow up, and then the sale. Content, comment, direct message, conversation, offer, follow up, sale, right? It don't have to take a long time, but those are your pieces. So, like, your post is going to teach one useful truth. So, when you post something, it's going to teach you something. Three reasons your hair is thinning around the edges. It's useful, it's a truth, right? Your call to action is going to ask for one word. So I teach you something, and then I say, if this resonates with you, go ahead and comment blueprint in the chat, right? Their comment, when they say blueprint, their comment is going to give you permission to respond, right? Once you have permission to respond, then your human um, interaction begins, right? Okay. So then you put a question, you start to you ask questions in the DMs, if that's how you're going to do it, that's going to see if this person is a fit, right? Then your offer is going to give the right person the next step. Then you're going to follow up, which gives them room to decide without pressure. Hey, I was just checking on you, whatever, right? You're not going to just throw a payment link at everybody who comments, right? You're going to ask, you're going to listen, then you're going to direct. Okay? Does that make sense? All right. So you don't just throw that payment link, you're building relationship. And one of the things that I definitely want to bring up is that your business does not need 47 offers. You don't need a whole bunch of stuff. You got some strong, if you got 4 clear offers, 1 or 3 or 2 that you might like recycle throughout the year because you know that it is so impactful and transformational, you're good, right? So you're going to start with one clear path that people can understand, right? So you got your one audience, remember, you got your urgent problem, you have an ethical entry offer, and we talked about that, and then your clear next step. Why? Because clarity makes the next step easier to see. It just makes it easier to see, right? So what does that look like? Well, I'll just say this. If I go from a consultation, my clear next step is going to be like a protocol, a treatment plan, a product, something, but it makes it easy to see, right? So now that I've said that, remember I told you in the beginning, I'm making sure that trichology and AI collide, right? You're going to use AI. I'm going to give you a prompt. It's going to be amazing. I'm going to show you the prompt and we're going to run through it. But guess what? AI is not the expert in this room. It's a thinking assistant. So I'm going to give you a very small assignment. I'm not going to ask, I'm not asking it to build the entire business. I'm going to ask it to help us to produce one starter lead to offer idea. Okay. So when we put this prompt in, it's going to help us to build just one clear idea that we're going to be able to use. Okay, so I want you to open up a fresh chat, right? Um, Fresh chat, right? And so I am putting the prompt in our chat on Zoom. Okay. And I've already sat it here because I don't want to waste your time. And it simply says, and I already like started to fill it in. So it says, act as a simple lead generation coach for a practicing trichologist or hair loss professional, right? My professional role, I already put in certified trichologist. The people I currently help or want to help, I just said Black women who are worried about thinning edges. My strongest service or skills, I said hair loss consultation, scalp and hair history review, client education, care plan or treatment plan recommendation, and appropriate referrals, right? And so here is what we wanted to do. Create only the following starter plan in very simple language. One possible target audience, one urgent problem, one simple entry offer I could ethically provide, three educational content ideas that lead toward that offer, one short comment keyword, one warm um, first direct message response, one simple next step for an interested person. Keep the entry offer narrow, realistic, and within the professional scope I described. Do not promise hair growth, diagnosis, clients, sales, or revenue. Do not create a full offer ladder. Market research report, sales system, weekly plan, tracker, bonus playbook, all of that. Why? Because that's what my VIP does. So it's a team that I give you. I've already built it, and it has a supervisor for employees, and it does market research. It does all the things, but we are working on this. So once we fill this in, let's go ahead and enter and see what happens. Let's look at it. Okay, so we posted it into our regular chat GPT. We filled everything in, okay, and now it has come up with our answer, okay? So our possible target audience is a Black woman age 30 to 55 who is noticing thinning edges and wants to understand but what may be contributing to it, right? So she's trying to figure out what to do. I'm tired of guessing, right? So what's the urgent problem? They are afraid that their edges will keep getting thinner, but they do not know what to stop, what to change, or what to ask for, or who to ask for professional guidance, right? So they don't know whether their current styling habits, if it's the breakage, if it's the scalp condition, or some other concern, right? So they definitely need some kind of information, right? So what is our simple offer? Well, ChatGPT told us a 15-minute thin edges clarity call, right? 15-minute clarity call, right? Which is that'll work. That'll work, right? Where you ask 5 basic questions, listen to the hair and scalp concerns, explain possible next steps, and recommend whether they need a full consultation or an appropriate referral. Okay. 4, your 3 educational content ideas. What are your content ideas? Okay. 3 habits that may put extra stress on your edges. That's really good. Because if you put that up there, and let's skip down to 5 real quick. It says common edges. So any of these 3 on 4, you're going to say 3 habits that may put extra stress on your edges. And then you're going to name the 3. And then you're going to say, if this is you, comment edges in the comment. Or if you need help, edges in the comment, right? Why thinning edges are not always caused by tight hairstyles, and then also what a trichologist needs to know before recommending a care plan or a treatment plan, and they will comment edges, right? So that's really good for us, right? And so then it gives us our warm, direct message. Hi, thank you for commenting edges. I help women take a closer look at what may be contributing to thinning around the hairline. I offer a 15-minute clarity call where I ask 5 simple questions and explain the best next step based on what you share. Would you like this booking link? Very clear, very concise, straight to the point, tells who you are, what you do, and it makes them qualify. Yes, this is me. This is exactly what I need, right? So then you have your simple next step. Your simple next step is that you just send the person the booking link for the 15-minute consultation, right? And so the assumption that you want to verify is that you can consistently offer free 15-minute calls that is clearly explained as education. Is the next step to guidance. It's not a diagnosis or a full consultation. So it makes sense. And you need leads in order to have clients. If you don't have no lead, if you don't have any leads, then you will not have clients. Okay, so before you can create more content, you got to get clear, right? You want to choose your audience. So you can use that prompt that I gave you over and over again, because what you're going to do is you're going to choose the audience. Maybe it won't be a Black woman with thinning edges. Maybe it'll be a postpartum mom. Maybe it'll be a college age young girl, or whatever, right? You want to name the urgent problem. So it may not be edges. So your audience may be women between the ages of 24 and 27 who wear wigs as a protective style. And you want to select your entry offer, and then you want to choose your next step. So remember, clarity first, content second. So those things are important. I want you to remember this, because we're partnering with AI. Never confuse an AI answer with a final decision. We're going to review it. We're going to correct it. We're going to challenge it. We'll remove anything unsafe, generic, exaggerated, or even outside of our scope, right? Is it specific enough? Is it within the scope? These are things you're asking yourself. What assumption must be checked? Does the next step feel natural? Because sometimes AI is going to give you something outlandish and you're going to be like, okay, what? I don't even do that. Or that doesn't make sense. Or sometimes you'll say, well, I already have this in place. I would like to implement this instead of what you're saying. So like, maybe I won't say, hey, you're going to get a free 15-minute edge thing, because I already have a free 15-minute consultation. So I might, obviously give something else, right? And so now it is your turn, and I'm going to give you a moment to do this, right? I want you to put one audience, one urgent problem in the chat. Keep it natural, keep it narrow. Don't say everybody with hair loss, right? Like, who is your one type of person that you already understand, right? What urgent problem do they keep asking you about, right? What is one narrow result that you can ethically help them reach? What one word could they comment to raise their hands? And what should happen immediately after their comment, right? I want you to think about those things, because this is going to help you. So we're going to tighten your answer. You're going to say, I help blank, a specific person who is dealing with blank, a specific urgent problem. Take blank, appropriate first step. Ugh. Appropriate first step. So I help young women who are dealing with breakage, and then take action against breakage with this system, whatever it is, right? And so that's the point. So we want to make sure that we are very, very clear about what we are offering. So we're going to wrap it up, but let me show you the gap, right? The starter prompt helped us begin, right? It helped us begin, but look at what it didn't do, right? It didn't do the market research. You want your AI to go out and do the market research. Is this something that people are looking for? I did this with my team that I built, and it literally even brought up World Trichology Society, and it was just showing like, I did it for like a different thing, but it was just showing like, these are the people that's offering coaching. This is the range that they're offering. It was crazy, right? So it didn't give you the market research. It didn't build a $500 or $2,000 offer. It didn't challenge the pricing. It didn't build the follow-up sequence. It didn't create a 7-day plan or create a tracker. It didn't produce a one-page playbook. So the free class, this class right now, is giving you the method, but the VIP is giving you the machine. It's giving you the machine. Okay. So you can continue to use the method, use it over and over again. It is really good, right? But if you want to go to the next level, you want VIP, you want the machine, right? So the free gave you the starting point, but the VIP is going to give you the full thinking team, complete planning tools, is going to give you the structure to turn a starting point into a usable business playbook that you can use over and over again, right? And so let me just explain the offer to you really quick, and I'm going to get out of your way. Again, if you want to just use the prompt, it is so good. You already see what it can do, right? But the Trichology Lead to Offer VIP system is a self-paced digital system, right? From Trichology 911 University, obviously. So it helps you build one audience, right? One urgent problem, 3-tier offer letter, organic lead path, follow-up scripts. It gives you a 7-day marketing plan, a 1-hour daily routine, 15 minutes on this, and this, right? A tracker, and then a core 1-page business playbook. So you're not buying another class full of information, okay? You are buying a guided system that tells you what to think through, because we need that, what to write, what to track, and how to put the pieces together. So the center of the VIP is the complete master prompt, right? So this is not that short prompt that I gave you, which is really good. It is a long prompt. It's a long prompt, and it tells your chat GPT what exactly to do. And you're actually going to be using chat GPT work. So if you have ChatGPT and it's paid, then you'll see at the top it says work, and you'll be able to put your this prompt, this master prompt into work, right? So it's what's going to happen is it's going to build you a 5-person team, right? It's the AI business growth team. So I created that. The team researches, it questions weak ideas. So if you have something and you're just like, oh, I should do this, you will put it in there and it's going to be like, okay, no, because nobody's asking for that, right? It checks your contradictions. If you are selling something or you're offering something and it contradicts what you're trying to do, it flags that, produces a plan. You also get a workbook, you get scripts, you get a planner, you get a tracker, samples, you get the guide to help you review and use what the team creates. So you'll be able to actually use it. And so what the buyers actually are going to receive is you're going to get the complete, again, you're going to get the complete Trichology lead generation and offer system builder prompt, right? So everything that I built to be able to make this 5-person team, you're going to get that quick start guide. You're going to get the clarity workbook. You're going to get the conversation scripts. You're going to get all these things, What you do not receive, the $97 VIP does not include private coaching. Okay. It is not going to include a live built-in session. Okay. It does not include personalized market research by me or an offer review or any of that. Those services require my time and my judgment. And so they are intentionally reserved for the $497 implementation lab. Okay. But I'll say this, your expected results, you're going to have a focused buyer that should be able to work through, you will be, a focused buyer that will be able to work through the system in approximately 2 hours and leave with a clear first draft, at least, right? So some people are going to take longer, right? Because they need more research, they want to make some more decisions or revisions. But the basis is about 2 hours, and the product does not guarantee you clients and sales and revenue and business success, but it is a strong method. It is a strong method. Okay. So your complete self-paced VIP system is only $97. And that is great, right? So if this is a structure you need and you are willing to do the self-paced work, I want you to go ahead and use this. Go ahead and you can take a picture of the QR code, and then when you get on your phone, like if you're on your phone, you press it and you'll be able to get to the link. Okay. And join me in that. And if you need live help, understand the VIP is not live coaching, right? You want to complete your system first. And then if you want to consider the implementation lab, you definitely can do that when it opens. And let me see. VIP is self-paced. The replay is included, right? You get 30 days access to it. You do not need chat GPT work, right? So the master prompt includes like a sequential fallback, right? So normal GPT conversation or chat can complete the 5 roles one after another, right? But if you really want to make it really, really work, it's new, but chat GPT work is amazing. Okay. All right. So I hope that I have helped you. Um, just super excited. I just can't wait for you guys to use this prompt over and over again. For those of you that will use the VIP, absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Yeah, and so that's it. I hope I helped you. Your next move is not to create 10 offers, right? Your next move is to complete one path. Okay? Complete one path. If you're not ready to do the bigger thing, it's fine, right? I want you to take the short prompt and test it. Publish one post, use a keyword, start a real conversation, and I want you to track what happened because clarity grows when action gives you evidence. Clarity grows when action gives you evidence. Said all that to say, when you start to see that people are beginning to um, interact with you, that's all the evidence that you need. So I'm super excited. I can't wait to see you guys with more classes and all that other stuff. You have a great night tonight. Happy hair growing.